It's a chilly night in Lexington, and postseason soccer is in the air. After Washington and Lee and Randolph College both won tight 1-0 matchups in the quarterfinals of the ODAC tournament last Saturday, they meet tonight in the semifinals, the 1-seeded Generals and the 4-seeded Randolph College Wildcats, live from Watt Field tonight. Up in the booth on the WNL Sports Network, I'm Jack Hunter, joined alongside by Andrew Arnold. And Andrew, we last saw the Generals on the field Saturday, a tight 1-0 win versus Hampton-Sydney. A win is a win, but leaving the game for Washington and Lee a little bit to be desired.
Absolutely. A little bit to be desired is the perfect way to characterize it, Jack, as it's been a little stagnant towards the end of the season.
They're going to get quite the different test tonight in the Randolph College Wildcats. They come in beating Roanoke 1-0 in the quarterfinals matchup down south at Roanoke College, a home game for them. Evan Blow was the deciding factor, and he's been the deciding factor for Randolph College this entire season, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. 17 goals, 7 assists, leads the ODAC in points.
Blow, Noah Carney. We're talking about Blow. He's a fifth-year senior. Coach Adam Godwin was telling me yesterday, first 2 or 3 years that he was at Randolph College, he was kind of an average left wing. He's a guy that you would see on the scouting reports. But the difference for him wasn't that he wasn't putting in enough work. He just became so much more intentional about his work after COVID hit. It paid off last year. ODAC Player of the Year last year, 11 goals in 9 games, off to a terrorizing start this year.
Good evening and welcome to Whole Camp Gym in the Dutchessois Athletic and Recreation Center as Washington and Lee opens up Old Dominion Athletic Conference play with their longtime rival, the University of Lynchburg. Welcome to the Washington and Lee Sports Network. Up in the booth, I'm Jack Hunter, joined alongside by John Williams. And John, Washington and Lee with a 2-3 start throughout a conference play, but their record may not indicate how they've played early in the season.
Absolutely. Great to be with you here, Jack. I know
we're all stretched out and ready to go. For the Generals in the bottom of the 7th, and for the Maroons, their 6th pitcher of the day is Austin Bansek. The Generals have got their work cut out for them. This is Bansek's 10th appearance of the season. He is 2-0 in 13 innings pitched with only 1 earned run allowed. He has a .69 ERA, pitched 2 scoreless innings versus Ferrum on Wednesday. And he will get Mason Satterfield to lead off the bottom half of the 7th inning at Captain Dick Smith Field. Now Raymond still ahead on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Grohowski. Delivers, catches the inside corner, strike 3 call. John Raymond leaves the bases loaded for the Tigers. The Tigers strand 3, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 3rd. The Generals holding on to a 2-1 lead on the WNL Sports Network.
And we will head to a halftime break with the guys on the field. We'll be back in about 10 minutes on the WNL Sports Network with halftime stats and a preview of the second half. You're listening to Elite 8 coverage of the NCAA Men's Soccer Tournament in Division III. I'm Jack Hunter, joined alongside by Andrew Arnold. Looking to switch the play to Agbegbe on the near side. It's a nice pass through to Ryan. Ryan burns Johnson. Now in the middle to Bass. Bass takes a touch. Inside to Zimmerman, looking to turn around. Shoots! Adrian Zimmerman! He is on fire!
Are you kidding me?
The new record holder for the most goals in a single NCAA Division III soccer tournament. And we are underway from Wilson Field. And it's Wirtz on the return. Wirtz through the middle, breaks a tackle to the left side. He's got a lot of green turf in front of him. Wirtz past the 50. He could go all the way down to the 30. Alex Wirtz opens this game with a kickoff return touchdown. Now it's the ball with Cole Christian in the middle to Schwartz. Schwartz is going to look down that left side for Caleb Aldridge, who's checked into the game, where number 17 looking to get to that left foot. Will cross in the middle. Cole Christian finds the back of the net. His first goal of the season gives Messiah a 2-1 lead.
They had the bases loaded in the 2nd inning, and Zach Perkins grounded out to shortstop. They've left 9 runners on so far through the first 4 frames. As Erdman ropes one into right center field, a base hit.
That's what we like to see.
2 runs are going to score, and Luke Erdman gives the Generals the lead in the bottom of the 5th.
In motion is Romero. He gets the carry. Romero bouncing through. He's got a lot of turf in front of him. He's a bad, bad man. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacob Romero. The dagger. Pavlovich, the only man in his way. And he does it. Spectacular from Zimmerman. He won't be stopped. And it's 3-0 Generals. As Lamendola with another steal. Now Manigault flushes it home. He scrapes the sky and drops the hammer, and it's a 9-point game.
Zero balls, 2 strikes. Brian Wickman trying to stay alive here in the bottom of the 8th. He ropes one into left field. That'll drop a base hit. Scoring is Volpicelli. On the way to second is Wickman. And that's a 5 spot in the inning. Brian Wickman cruising into second with the double.
Tame that passing game.
2 H-backs for the apprentice school. Now rolling out to his weak side. He's brought down. Uno Christopher gets to Swanger. A sack for Sack Vegas. And it'll be 2nd and long. Gordon to Smith, a lot of space. Zimmerman sends a nifty pass through to Samuel Bass. To the right foot, shoots, score! Samuel Bass knocks it up at 1. 2-1. And Washington and Lee punches their ticket to Greensboro. The Generals are going to the Final Four. Fagan and Harold checking in, 2.5 minutes in for Manigault and Lewis. The big change for Randolph today, they had all 5 starters start the previous 6 games, but making the change today is Coach Pete Hamilton inserting Ty Klingerman instead of their big guy in the middle, 6'7" Landon Wagner, going smaller for an already small team. Loving. Pump fakes on the 3. Now Mako will use the Loving screen. Klingerman drives, beats DeCibio off the dribble and lays it in, and there are the Wildcats' first 2 of the game. And Phillips McLeod with the hustle play. He's going to let it fly from 3 and hits it.
And those are the kind of points you just have to minimize. Can't have those needless turnovers. That'll add up as the game goes on.
Phillips McLeod had a game-high 19 points last February in Lexington, including 3 for 7 on those 3-pointers, and this Randolph team loves to let it fly from deep. In the matchup last year, they actually shot better from 3 than 2 as DeCibio's off. You know, on that statistic, 36% from 3s and 31% from 2 last year in a weird game in Lexington. That's all the Generals come out on top eventually in the second half. Loving banging down low, goes up and finishes through the contact.
And I'm liking this Randolph offense at the moment. So much movement in the cuts, getting those one-on-one looks to Loving down low. Didn't finish his first couple, but gets the and one there.
And the brother duo of Sam and Gus Wise will check into the game. A big game for them last Wednesday versus Lynchburg. In terms of Sam, a junior captain on this team, it was his first game played in 642 days after not playing in the 2020-2021 COVID-shortened season, and for his brother Gus scoring 12 points and 11 rebounds. That was his first career double-double and a career high in both points and rebounds for the junior and senior duo from Winchester, Virginia. The Wildcats with an early 8-2 lead, opposite of what we saw last year when Washington and Lee got off to a 10-0 start early. Fagan on the cut, the left hand no good. Harrell fighting for the rebound. It's going to go out of play. And Harrell's effort will earn the Generals a possession on the baseline.
That looping cut continuing to be open for the Generals. Just need to get that finish on the left side of the rim.
Fagan's not the type of guy to be used to shooting those 2-point jumpers. He's only shot 5 2-point jumpers this year compared to his 28 3-point jumpers. As Wise in the short corner will fire from 2 and hit. Wise and Mark Lamendola, the 2 captains on this year's Washington and Lee men's basketball team. Phillips McCloy working baseline. Now finds Jerry Goodman
who always saves his best performances for Washington and Lee. 10 points last year, 13 and 17 points in the 2 games in 2019. A spark plug off the bench for Coach Hamilton. As he finds Klingerman ahead. Phillips McCloy, no hesitation, fires, it's no good.
Harrell might have gotten a piece of that there.
Harrell, a good rim protector and a good perimeter defender, had a career-high 3 blocks versus Lynchburg on Wednesday. As Washington and Lee with some more substitutions, as Jack Dontremont will hit the bench. 15:22 left in the first half. Randolph shooting the 3 good early, up 11-4. As DeCibio straight away, yes. Robert DeCibio lets it fly and hits.
Generals needed that one. Now they're 1 for 4.
DeCibio was 1 for 4 from 3 in the game versus Lynchburg. Uncharacteristic of him, still shooting over 50% from 3 on the young season. As Mako fires from the corner. Harrell running the break, loses the ball. Bickey comes up with it, and Harold trucks him down.
Yeah, looked like the ball just got a little ahead of Harrell there. Looks like he'll take a rest.
Wildcats making a substitution. Seth Hildebrand will check in for Bickey. Bickey set his career high 27 in an overtime win versus Mary Baldwin earlier this year. In a game where CJ Loving had 35 points, which was also his career high. And Randolph's career high as a program for points, scoring 119 points in that game. As Loving readjusts off the 2 and Wise fouls him.
And that's a situation where Wise really doesn't want to give up the foul there. Loving shooting that off 1 foot. Just no need to bail him out and put him on the charity stripe there.
Hearing some noise from the Washington and Lee bench disagreeing with that foul call. As Loving will head to the line for 2. And he hits his 17th free throw of the season. Coming into this game today, only shooting 50% from the line. For a guy that gets at those amount of attempts and with that size, not exactly a percentage that you'd like to see. But he hits 2 of 2. And Randolph extends their lead. Fagan on the left wing. Finds Lewis off the screen from DeCibio. DeCibio guarded by the much smaller Makel. Drives, goes up, count the basket.
Great look there from DeCibio, recognizing the weak side help wasn't coming and takes that one straight to the hoop.
DeCibio working against Evan Makel. Much smaller, listed at 6 foot and 155 pounds. I think those 6 feet may be a little generous too. As DeCibio, standing at 6'5", finishes the 3-point play.
And now the Generals, a 1-possession game here, going on a little bit of a run.
Just about 14 minutes to play as Goodman gets to the left, gets back to the right hand, and finishes it for 2.